Hey girl, welcome to HER Legacy Re-Ridden, where we're all about taking bold, purpose-driven action to building a life you're completely obsessed with. My name's Courtney, a small-town country girl turned entrepreneur and on a personal journey to becoming the first millionaire in my family. But to be honest, most days I still feel like I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm obsessed with the process of figuring it out together like girlfriends. And around here, we're going to keep it raw, real, talking all things business, money, mindset, and the messy middle no one prepares you for, with epic guests who get it and stories to remind you you're not alone and you are made for more regardless of what season you're in. So grab your drink, pull up a seat, and let's do the damn thing, girl. Girl, I am so freaking pumped that you are here with me right now. Which, if you're tuning in to this episode, this is the first episode of my very first podcast, and I am so excited that you decided to jump on this ride with me. I'm going to be really raw and real with you on this entire journey through starting my podcast and building my own business. So let's rip off the Band-Aid right now. This podcast, I had a hard time starting. Not for the fact that it wasn't hard to start a podcast, because it's actually very easy. It was more of getting out of my own way to start it. But also, I found out a couple years ago, I'm afraid of success. Now, you probably didn't see that coming, but I am. The responsibility that comes behind creating impact and helping others, even if it's one person that I've never met, it's big. It's big. It's a part of a bigger vision of mine. And it's kind of scary. But it's a life that I've really wanted to do. I've wanted to become a public speaker. I wanted to start this podcast for about 5 years. I'm running my own business, building my own team, and it's been fun. It's been a really fun journey so far. So when my gut said go, do it, I had to get out of my own damn way to do it. But even doing that, I still was getting in my own damn way to get here where I am with you right now. So one thing that kept coming to my mind is, what's the absolute worst thing that can happen? And honestly, every time it came to, like, obviously I'm not going to die, I'm not going to lose a leg or whatever. It was more of what came to mind was haters. I'm just going to get haters, and I can deal with haters. They're going to be chugging their haterade, getting all up in my grill about how I'm not a public speaker. I don't know what I'm talking about. They're going to get all up in my grill and be like, you should never be doing this, and I can deal with that. So then it's like, okay, cool. If that's the only thing that's going to be going for me and that's going to be wrong, I can deal with that. So let's go. So I imagine you're nodding your head yes, because you've been there too. Like, what's the worst that can happen? So what's really cool about podcasts is that we could do adventures together. I get to be in your ear wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. You can take me on adventures, and we get to do this together, grow and learn together, laugh and have some damn fun. That is one of my core values, is having fun. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, then you're just not doing it right. That's honestly how I feel about it. I love what I do. I love the way I'm growing. And if you're not having fun doing it, you're just not doing it right. So let's dive in. What am I doing here on HER Legacy Re-Ridden? This podcast is going to be all about just having fun, growing together, rewriting the legacy that we were given. Most of the time we're given a legacy of, like, you're going to go to college, graduate, become a dentist or become a doctor, and that's basically the life that you get to live because someone else told you that's your life. And it doesn't have to be. If you have a bigger vision, a bigger thing on your heart that you're like, I don't know what this is, but I want to pursue it. I want to figure it out. This is what this podcast is going to be. It's about rewriting your legacy. The legacy you're going to leave behind for your kids, for your family, for the impact you're going to make on this world. Your legacy, you get to rewrite that for yourself. And that's what this podcast is all about, as I'm rewriting my legacy as well. So it's really going to be about taking purpose-driven action to building a life you're completely obsessed with. I want you to be obsessed with showing up in your life the way that you want to, because it's fun and it's enlightening. It motivates you, it inspires you, and you just want to show up because you're so driven and so in love with your journey. That is what this is going to be. I don't want you to only feel inspired or motivated. Those, honestly, I'm going to break this to you right now, are not the secret sauce. Both of them will fade. They're both equally important in this journey in what it is that we're doing. They are both equally important, but that will fade. But what I want to leave you with on every episode, whether it be small or big, and even with my guests when I bring on guest speakers, is action steps. What's going to help you take control of your life? Whether that be with relationships, whether that be with building a business, whether that be with running a team, becoming a leader, whatever that looks like, is action steps for you to build that life you really freaking love. And together, you and me, we're going to be celebrating all of those small wins as well. I know you're probably like, why would we celebrate the small wins? What is the point of that? Because I want to be this. I want to be this giant inspirational win, right? But you can't celebrate that big win without celebrating those small wins that got you there. And honestly, celebrating those smaller wins, to me, is more impactful in your journey than it is just focusing on celebrating that big win. So a lot of this podcast is going to be celebrating those small wins together, you and me, all of the things. So while this podcast is going to be about you, I will be the one to secure some powerhouse guests for us, whether that be people on my team, whether that be people that I look up to and are inspired by. And I want you to reach out to me as well. If you feel so inspired to want to talk, for me to talk with somebody, interview somebody on something, I want you to reach out to me. Be like, I would love to see this person, and I will make it my goal to get that person on this podcast just for you. So people that I admire, you're just going to have to wait and see on that. I'm going to leave those all for surprises. This is the first episode. So welcome to Her Legacy Re-Ridden. So you should know a little bit about me at this point, but if you don't, I'll go ahead and share some of my story. From now until hopefully forever, we will be connected. So now, right now in this moment, in June of 2025, I am a 32-year-old mom. I have a 7-year-old son and a 4.5-year-old daughter. I'm a wife to an amazing man named Brian, and we live in a small town in Wyoming. This is our home state. This is where we grew up. This is where we plan to stay. This is where we call home. But that's not where we want to stay in the aspect of impact. And so we really want to travel and do lots of different things. My husband loves war history. That's one of his passions he loves. And so we plan on traveling for a lot of different war historical places. And that's something that we really, really want to enjoy. I worked in fast food for 10 years. Honestly, that was my favorite job. I absolutely loved it. I learned a lot. I grew very quickly there, and it was an experience. I became a manager in a year and a half. I was a manager for 8.5 years of those 10 years. And when I got to the point of quitting, I was offered assistant manager of the store I was at. And while that was such an honor and it was something that I was working towards, at the same time, I just had that gut feeling of knowing that I wanted more. And so I respectfully declined that. I declined taking that assistant manager position because I'm like, out of respect, I'm like, I don't want you to waste your time and resources on me when I don't plan on staying here. Maybe you should put it towards somebody else who plans on staying here. And so that gut feeling, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it meant, whether it was go to college, whether it was to do something different, quit a job, go join a job that I had never done before. I had no idea what that looked like for me. But I knew that I wanted something more, and staying where I was at was not an option. So I left. And I've worked a couple different jobs since then. But in that time is when I started my journey in my network marketing experiences. In the next episode, I will break down my network marketing experience. I'm not going to bring that onto this one, but I started my network marketing business when my son was born in 2018. And that's where it's led me to today, right here, right now, with you on this podcast. So, what really hits me a lot of the times is like FOMO or fear of regret, honestly. I don't like the thought of regretting missing an opportunity. And so, what will this cost me if I don't go for it? Not just for the money, but with fulfillment and passion and impact. Money's important, yes, especially now in the day and age where everything is so, inflation is so real. It would be nice to have that break, yes. But if money was not an option, if money was not any obstacle, would you be fulfilled? Would you have passion? And what would you want to be doing for impact right now? And that is what's driving me, is that yes, the money would be great, but if you're not fulfilled and you don't have a drive, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I don't want to miss out on opportunities to have fun and to grow and to be with my family and to do things, experience life. And that's what this is all about, is also encouraging you to take opportunities, not just like business, but in general, whether that be going on a trip, whether that be doing something different out of your comfort zone, making new friends. Like, take the opportunity, because you never know what could come of that. And my fear is getting to the end of my life and having regret of not taking action. And I don't want that for you either. So becoming your own boss is hard. It's tough work, but it's worth it. I am an upcoming entrepreneur. And that does not mean that you have to be an upcoming entrepreneur or an entrepreneur to be listening to this podcast. But as a heads up, I am an upcoming entrepreneur. So this podcast is all about talking about my journey as well. And hopefully you can take lessons from what I've learned on my journey of becoming a full-time entrepreneur. But I've also learned some things along the way that can help you in just general life. And I can't wait to share those with you. So whether you have a business or you want to start one, or you're just here trying to figure things out like I am, I just want to know that I greatly appreciate you here supporting me, encouraging me. Just being here listening is a great blessing for me. And I want to leave you with this. Successful people aren't magical unicorns. They aren't more capable than you or me. They just ask themselves better questions and take massive action. That's the difference between an unsuccessful person and a successful person. They grow through what they go through. Instead of stopping, they keep going and they take massive action. I want to leave you with this as well. Today I was talking with a teammate, and taking action, success loves speed. And if you're looking to build a business, I want you to take this to heart. Success loves speed. But if you sit in inaction, it breeds more fear into overthinking and overthinking everything and what could or could not go wrong or right. But when you take action, your mind doesn't have the option to overthink. It does not have the option to have that fear of what's going forward, because you're just taking massive action. So if you're building a business, take that massive action. Take that to heart and really own that massive action, because that's exactly what I'm doing here in my business, and I'm going to be taking you along on that journey with me. So I hope that you stick around. I hope that you're down for what it is that HER Legacy Re-Ridden is about. And I hope that we can grow together and eventually meet, because my bigger vision is to have online events and in-person events. And I would love to see you there. But I want to take you on that journey to getting to that point. So don't give up on me yet, just because I'm still figuring it out. But I hope you have a beautiful day, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening in. If you loved this episode, I would so appreciate it if you shared it with a girlfriend. Like, send it to her right now or post it on social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me get the message out. I'm so freaking grateful and excited to be on this journey with you, girl. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon.